We are live. Hello, Lindsay.
Hi, Damian. It's good to see you on here again.
Likewise. So we're live on YouTube
I
and
know.
Facebook, and I'm testing my Twitter account for the first time. So trying uh, Periscope, I would guess that's the name of the service on Twitter. Cool. So how is it going in Canada?
Good. It's cold. We've got like crazy windy weather today, so staying inside, trying to keep warm. That's kind of that's kind of what you do in the first few months of the year here in the Toronto area.
Oh,
But
nice.
I did just get back from a bunch of travel. I was in Seattle for Interaction 19, which is IXDA's flagship conference.
Yeah.
Um, that was really exciting. That was exciting for a number of reasons. Of course, there were speakers like Bill Buxton from Microsoft. We also had Don Norman speak. And those are just like the legends that took the
Yeah.
stage. There was also a ton of other fantastic speakers, including you, Damien. You did a
Yes.
workshop.
That was amazing. Like we had a big crowd from different
And
parts of the
we
world.
also had, yes, exactly. We had folks from all over. Also, Jay Meisner from our team, he flew in from Europe, from Germany, and he also hosted a workshop as well. But I think the most exciting part of the week for me was I got to share with the community the date and theme for World Interaction Design Day 2019.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
You're on a big stage.
mark
I
your
now see that.
calendars.
You and Jay.
Yeah, we were. We were lucky. We were joined Alok, who's the president of the IXDA. So mark your calendars for September 24th. This year, it will be World Interaction Design Day, and this year's theme is trust and responsibility. So we're kind of leaving the theme pretty open-ended for you to interpret. Um, there will be events hosted by groups all around the world. We'll also be helping support those. So I guess the best place to go find out more information in the short interactiondesignday.org for to get your questions answered and to check out what's up.
Yeah, that's an amazing opportunity to one, like focus on a very good cause and also like to connect with other UX designers and really like relationships are everything in this world, right? So this is a great opportunity to connect with amazing people. Yeah, interaction was really,
Mm-hmm.
really good. So I'm seeing a lot of people joining here, people from Costa Rica. Our friend Jason is back. Hey, Jason. I see
Jason
Eric.
actually introduced me to two of his colleagues all the way from Costa Rica. They were attending Interaction, so
Yeah, I remember that Gloria, I think was her name.
that are so great. Yeah, for sure. It was so good. It was
W-
really awesome. Thanks so much for that intro, Jason.
Yeah, and I see more people join here. So again, just want to reinforce here, this is something that we do. We try to do it every week for you guys. So this is an opportunity for you to ask questions, to share feedback, to complain. And this is really an open channel, a way for you to interact with the XD team and really help us shape the future of XD. So that's our main goal here. And I just want to highlight a couple things that are happening this week. The first one is we're running another daily creative challenge. So if you're interested, you can go to behance.net/, daily creative challenge. And it's just another opportunity for you to play with XD, not only XD, like play with the tool, but mostly to focus on a real challenge and kind of put your muscle to work there. Like, you're gonna learn, and then if you have feedback, you can join. You can join the Slack channel, and there's a link xd.adobelanding.com/join dash uh, uh, our Slack, and then there's a place for you to join the Slack channel where hundreds of people talk about the challenge. They share their designs, their prototypes. They get feedback live, so it's a great opportunity for you to one, put your skills to the test, but also to get feedback from other folks that are on the same boat, trying to learn, trying to help new UX designers to play with XD and UX in general. So I highly invite you to go there. behance.net/daily creative challenge. And all the links, all the challenges are there. I think today was the challenge was to design high fidelity screens. So it's fun because this is day 5 of this challenge. You can start now, but people that started before, they were like doing wireframes and flows, and now they're really into the high fidelity aspect of it. And later they're going to start prototyping things. So great opportunity. Highly invite you there. Lindsay, do you have anything on the on your side to announce?
Yeah, well, other than World Interaction Design Day, we are bringing creative jams to EMEA. So we are headed to Europe. The community team has planned a bunch of different events that are happening over the next few months. The first creative jam is happening in London next week. So if you go to adobecreativejams.com, you can find out more information there. We'll also be in Stockholm next week hosting an event. I'm really excited that I'll get to attend in person and connect hopefully with some of you, and also just bring these amazing events that we've been doing all over North America overseas. So really excited for that.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, creative jams are so awesome. Like, I'm trying to get one into Latin America somewhere. It's one of my goals. Hopefully we'll get there. But yeah, we're going outside of the US. We're going for Europe and other places there. So please join. It's a great opportunity to see other designers working, competing, and then see amazing talks. And then really, again, another great opportunity for you to connect with other designers and other creative people in Europe. So that's a great topic. All right. My plan today here on my side is really show you what's new in XD February. So we're going to do a quick recap of what's new here. So as you know, every month there's a new update to XD. This month is the version number 16. So sweet 16. That's so awesome. I cannot even imagine. Yeah, it was like every month, new update, the whole team, the huge team there, super focused, delivering a lot of features based on your feedback. And again, if you have an opportunity, go to your Creative Cloud app, update XD, and see the new features. We have a link on our blog, Adobe blog, that highlights all the features one by one. But I'm going to share my screen here, and let me select that. 1 second. All right. So I'm sharing my screen now, and here is just XD running, XD16 running. As I said, we have a huge team behind it. So it's a lot of amazing people behind it. And thanks for all the great feedback that you guys always share. So I just want to highlight the main features that we have now available in February. The first one is that in terms of language support, so before this release, XD was supported in English, French, German, Korean, Japanese, and now if you have your system in Spanish or Brazilian Portuguese, XD will be all translated. All the commands will be in Spanish or Brazilian Portuguese. I'm from Brazil. This is a huge thing for me because now I can see my native language there in XD, and it's so awesome. But better than that, I don't know if you guys remember, but XD has is the only tool that allows you to do voice prototyping. And if you have your language there, let's say Brazilian Portuguese in my case, and I did a live stream with Adobe Brazil last week, it was really around this, you can prototype for voice in your native language. So Spanish, Portuguese, and not only say commands in your language, but also XD can speech playback things in Portuguese, in Spanish, in Korean, which is amazing. So you can prototype for voice in your native language. So that's there for you.
And it also picks up on accents, so it truly is proper native language support.
Yes, that's correct. Thanks for bringing that up, Lindsay. Let me just make sure things are right here. My screen. Perfect. Yeah, you can have accent support. So that's super helpful and super fun. All right, so let me show you some of the other features that we have. Actually, they're not a lot, but they're very, very highly requested features that were suggested there in user voice and based on that feedback, we implemented them. So the first one is around audio narration here for the Mac. So if you have your prototype running, so let's say you create a prototype, this one, and I have the preview window running. As you remember, I can click on the play button there to start seeing my design. Then I can play with this. I can see that keyboard, or I can go to this screen. So I can play with this prototype. But now, if you want to share this as a video, this thing that you're playing as a video, you can add your voice, your microphone there. So if you click there, you can start recording. And now I can play with this, and I can add narration to it, so I can tell what's going on. And the user clicks here, he sees the keyboard, or the user clicks here to start playing with voice. And as soon as you finish by clicking there again, you will get an MP4, and this MP4 has the video of your interaction and the audio of your voice there, telling you what's there. So this is great, new in February, Adobe XD in February. And the other thing it looks similar, it looks basic, but it's so nice. So let's say you have a design, anything there, and I want to get a color, maybe this little blue here to be the fill of this shape, or multiple shapes. Let's say I have multiple shapes here. Let's say I want to use that blue here. Of course, I can come here and select that eyedropper and then select the blue. Now you have a shortcut to activate the eyedropper. So I just select the elements I want to have the change applied to, and then I hit I, the I key there. And then as soon as I do that, I get the eyedropper selector, and then I click there and I can apply the fill to that guy. And that's super, super powerful. Very simple, but very, very powerful. So now let me get back to...
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of great feedback on that feature in particular. I think the community was really excited to see that. I know it was one of those ones that was highly requested through user voice.
Yes, you are very, very correct. And let me just make sure you're back here, Lindsay, so we can see you. There we go. Awesome. We're here again. Yeah, so that's what's new in XD 16. And again, small features, but very, very powerful in taking your design to the next level. And in March, we're going to have more features, and we'll keep doing a lot more. So if you have questions regarding roadmap or things that are not working, things that you really want different in XD, feel free to share here in the chat, or you can use adobeXD.uservoice.com to submit your feature request or file bugs if you encounter bugs, and that's all there for you. So do you want to see if we have questions here? Let's check.
We did have a comment about the language switch.
Mm-hmm. Rupert is asking, yeah, please do not automatically change the language of Adobe XD through the Windows language. Leave the option to be changed by the Adobe Cloud language configuration. That's great feedback, and I will bring this up to the team. And I think it makes sense in a couple ways. But again, one step at a time. We're testing the waters there, and then we're gonna get that feedback and iterate. So thanks for sharing that feedback. Cool.
100%.
Any other questions or feedback or complaints? We have, let's see here.
We don't actually have a ton of questions, except there is a cursor on my face, which has been hanging out here that I know someone commented on, but sorry.
Yeah. There's one here on YouTube. Igor is asking, vertical guide. Do you have any plans to implement to the app? Vertical guides. Yes, we're working on guides, both vertical and horizontal. But in the meantime, if you need that, you can use, especially if it's just vertical, you can use our layout grid. So let me show you that. So let me switch to that screen very quickly. XD. And I will switch to this screen. Very good. All right. So this is XD. Let me show you what I mean by that. So let me create a new document. And another thing I want to highlight here is that XD has, as you create new documents, they are now they are stored in the cloud. So this was introduced in December, and now because they're in the cloud, you don't need to save anymore. There's auto save there in place. And moving forward, you're gonna have a lot more features around the cloud, like collaboration. And I'm not gonna share too much there, but you can expect a lot of things that the cloud allows you to do. So back to your question about vertical guides. Let's say I have this artboard. I can click here on layout grid, and when I activate the layout grid to my artboard, I get the columns there. And then a little trick here is if you have this guy and you make it transparent, the field transparent, what you get is literally like vertical lines. And then if you only need like one, and then you can make like 812, so that's 406, and you can play with the columns here. Let's do 200. I think there's a limit to what you can have as margins here. I'll double check, but you can have almost that here in XD, playing with the layout grid, and you can make that the default if you want to. So that's there for you guys. So let me get back to us here. All right. Hey, Lindsay.
So Chris was asking if there would be 2 updates this month. We are just planning on doing a regular update as per every month. So no plans for that. Rick was asking, when is timeline to control advanced animations coming to XD?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I don't know if you guys remember, but we introduced Auto Animate in October of last year, and that allowed you to really go there in one artboard and create very complex interactions like animations and things moving and disappearing, growing, even shapes that were different, morphing to get to the other one if they had the same layer name. So that was great. That was the first step. But we know that people really need more custom control there, not only on the animation time, but also they need to sometimes delay a couple of animations, maybe have very like specific easing when they play the animations. Today, if you really want to do that now, you have to go to After Effects, and XD really allows you to do that. So you can go to like select your artboard with all your design elements, go to File, Export, After Effects, and then that sends that entire set of elements to After Effects, preserving all the layer names and everything. And then you can animate it there with all the power of After Effects. I know it's not easy to learn, but that's what we have now. But we are working on improving prototyping features, and who knows, maybe we're gonna end up with a properties inspector for prototypes or little ways of timeline. I don't want to share too much here, but we are looking at improving the prototyping capabilities of XD. So stay tuned and feel free to share your feedback, your expectations here on Twitter, Facebook. We're all ears, and that's gonna help us a lot. Cool.
We have another question about dark themes. So having sort of a dark mode for Adobe XD.
Yeah, that's also a feature request in user voice. I don't think it's in the roadmap, but we hear you. That's a big request. And again, we're focused on the foundation big cloud features for this year. And if that pops up more, maybe we can react to that and add it there.
And, you know, while we are focused on some of the bigger cloud-powered features, there are a lot of basic design tools or features that we are also going to be checking off the list fairly soon. Yes. Sharon asked specifically about numbered lists and bulleted lists.
Yes, that's also in the roadmap, and I saw like strike through and all of those things are coming to XD. We know it's another big request, and just to explain why we don't have it yet, we could totally import libraries from InDesign, Illustrator, or Photoshop